don't give his ID up.
Exactly.
Don't give Clark Kent's alias up.
Checkmate King 2. This is White Work over.
Oh, we read you loud and clear from the DroneNation headquarters here in here in beautiful downtown. Okay, here we go. I hear a little sound up here. We got to get ourselves muted here. All right, I think we're ready to go here, gentlemen. We're going to count down here. 3, 2, 1. Hello, folks, and welcome to another DroneNation for 5/9/2022, and we're calling this one "A Twist in the Plot," which is the tagline that mysteriously appeared last Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. on the East Coast. And we're going to, do an analysis of what all that means, and and we got a few leaks and stuff revealed too. Boy, did we got more leaks than we ever had, but that we'll get into that in a minute. But first of all, I want to send out thoughts and prayers and condolences to Barry Markowitz and his family. His father passed this past weekend. So.
I don't know if you know this. I emailed Barry. His father played in the NFL, and you know who he played with? Frank Gifford.
Really?
Yeah, Barry sent me.
I know that.
Yeah. Barry had a picture with him and his father and Frank Gifford. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
The Gifford.
Yep.
Wow, that's a real good piece of news. So I said just feel for Barry, but he said it was time, and he's good with it. So anyhow, and we got some breaking news from Barry too that Marcus will reveal when we get to that portion of the show. So I want to go around the panel. We got some special guests tonight here. This is a big show here because tomorrow's the day. Tomorrow's like kind of Christmas and birthdays and everything all rolled into one tomorrow for us drone guys. I know I feel the excitement on the panel here. So I want to roll around the room here. We're going to catch up. Then we got a lot of ground to cover tonight, so it won't be any it won't be a lot of side talk tonight. We got to stick to it, work through all that. We got big Autel news tonight too, and we got also some late breaking news from Ross Langdon on the little Autel Nano 2. So we got a lot of ground to cover. So I'm going to throw it to my longtime co-host here, Marcus Crawford, catch up with what he's been up to this week.
I got to
besides snow removal.
That's what I was just going to say. I did update the little red Nano Plus with that new update, and I had hoped to fly it today, but I got up and there were snowflakes falling about that big around out of the sky. So we had a good layer of white early this morning. It melted off pretty quick, but precipitation all day, so there was no drone flying today. So maybe I'll get to try that thing out tomorrow. But yeah, other than that, I've still got a ton of videos I need to get edited up from my trip through the Great Northwest.
Yeah, we're looking forward to seeing some of those.
Yeah.
So, all right, DeMarco, what's been going on with you? We all, I don't think anybody knew. We kind of all did a mini DroneNation on the Johnny Drone Flyers Fly for Fun show last week, didn't we?
We did.
I saw that after the fact. I was busy last weekend. This past weekend, no flying for me. No, it was a soccer tournament in Kansas City. So I was up near Great Pittman and had a soccer tournament all week. And the Sun came in second place. They got so.
Oh, congrats!
Wow. Cool. But no, it's Monday. It's a new week, and we are excited about the news tomorrow. And I'll pass it on to back to Ron.
Well, I'm going to catch up here with Michael Wright. Mike hasn't been on the show for a while, and but we wanted to bring him in to kind of get his feel. He's a DJI man, true and true. He owns almost the entire line of drones, and he travels with almost the entire line of drones at times. So I know he's not the biggest mini guy. He usually has the bigger drones, but I think even this mini drone may perk his interest. Mike, welcome back, and how you been?
Doing great. Getting used to this hot weather. It's starting to be 90 degrees today, and it'll be that way for the next couple of weeks now.
Yeah.
We were down to 60 a few days ago, but it's going to be hot now. So.
Ooh, down to 60.
Yeah.
That's most people's highs. Yeah. Mike, have you got a chance to follow the news on the Mini 3?
I've been following all those the leaks and so forth, and interesting. That's just one guy's viewpoint, though. Right now, I take it with a grain of salt. We'll see what it works out to.
Same way, I don't want to review I don't want to prejudge or review the drone until I get in my hands. But you have some interest in this one, Mike?
Very much so. I plan on ordering it tomorrow.
Yeah, good.
Just don't know who I'm going to get it from.
Yeah. Bill, welcome back. And I know, this is like Christmas time for you. We've been following this mini story for months now, and it's kind of come to a head now, Bill, hasn't it?
It's like, okay, I'm waiting for Santa to come down the chimney. All right. It's that kind of excitement. And I'll tell you what, I think the person, and I've been asking him to come on, and I think I know why he hasn't been able to come on, but Rick Smith is the epitome of a 12-year-old at Christmas and opening up his Christmas gift. And I know Rick gets so excited and genuine, and it's real excitement. That's the thing. He loves this kind of stuff. And I think we're all there with him with this, because everything that we've seen and heard, this is going to be a drone that's going to break all kind of sales records for DJI, even at that kind of price. But, the thing that's really amazed me is, from what I've seen from the pricing, as I put out in my buyer's guide, it's not that much more to get that remote. And I did a snap poll on YouTube, and a majority of the people said if they're buying it, they're going to get it with that new remote. So I'm super excited about that. And Stanley Cup playoffs are on right now, and Penguins are up 6-2 tonight. Let's go Pens. Okay, we'll try to keep updated with the score there tonight. So let's jump right into it, guys. Let's see. Let's go to the story number 1 on the list here. I can never find all this stuff here. I should have been prepared. I was busy highlighting the comments. Okay. Let's get some of the baseline down here. The DJI Mini 3 Pro is set to launch at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow, we think. That's Tuesday morning, 5/10/2022. Okay, I'm saying this to the panel and in the chat. Are you guys ready to order? Who's got their buy button all shined up and greased up? Shined up? It's ready to rock and roll. Okay. Now, I think the big question, Ron, is where people are going to buy it from. And for me, I really have absolutely, no qualms or quarrels. I'm getting it from DJI because, one of the things that I've noticed before is, because they learned their lesson, a little history. They learned their lesson from when the original Mavic Pro got released and the delays that they had, because they under anticipated the sales volume of that drone. Mm-hmm. So they're not going to ever get caught. I don't think they'll ever get caught making this mistake again. And one of their pain points was they didn't have a distribution network set up in the United States to handle high volume sales. Well, now they do, because there's one up in New Jersey, there's one in Atlanta, there's one in Chicago, and of course in California. And it makes it so much easier to get these drones out. Because mine comes from Atlanta, and I can tell you this: when they're to be shipped, I'll get it in a day, 2 days max, which is wonderful. And that's even them shipping ground to me, because it gets down here so fast. So that's definitely. And the other reason is, while your Best Buys and Amazons may have the drone itself, they probably won't have the accessories. Okay, and I think that's a key thing here, because if you want to buy, like what I'm going to do is I'm going to buy it with the new RC Pro, but I'm also going to do a la carte. I'm not going to get the Fly More kit. I'm going to get I'm going to get an extended battery, and I'm going to get the charging hub. And I believe you'll be able to find that on DJI's website tomorrow, when things get released tomorrow. So
you may have a multi-order. You may have a multi-order going.
Well, yeah, I'm going to order that, but it's going to be the bundle.
Hey, Mark, before I let you take over, I want to ask Bill this real quick, because we may never get back to this. Bill, has the Mini 3 shown up on the FCC database yet? As far as
no, okay. And you know what? It will probably show up tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. is probably when you're going to see it out there.
Okay.
I'm sure you'll see it out there. And like I said, the only other time that's really happened is when the Spark was released.
Right. Thank you, Bill. Marcus,
Sure.
you had something.
Well, I just wanted to reiterate that point. Any accessories that you're looking for, you're going to want to order them right away. And Bill did his poll. A lot of people are going to be after that DJI RC, the one with the screen on it. If you want that, make sure you get it ordered on the first day, because I'm willing to bet that those will sell out pretty quick. Yeah. Things like batteries, in particular batteries, because we all remember the Mini 2, you couldn't get batteries for 3 months after it was introduced. So get them on that opening day. And the same thing with most of your accessories. For my part, I know, Bill, you're not going to get the Fly More. I am going to get the Fly More because I like the charge hub and all that. I want to find out more about the new batteries and all that. And so, okay, do you buy the Fly More with the extended battery, or do you get it with the regular battery? I kind of want to look at what they're offering and see how all that's going to work. But I think the point of it is you're probably going to want both styles of battery. Yeah, if you want to stay under 250 grams, you're definitely going to want that lighter battery. And in my case, I wouldn't care, other than I do plan on getting up to Canada and so forth, and we'll probably want to be able to fly that drone. So we'll absolutely want to have that battery.
Yeah. Now, hey, Marcus, will you order right at 9 o'clock, or will you watch the video first?
The second that it's available on the website, I'll be refreshing like crazy on the DJI website.
You know, I'm going to say this. If they follow, not like last time, but previously, it's usually about 30 minutes before it gets released, it'll show up on the websites.
Right.
So like about 8:30 tomorrow morning is when I would start looking and refreshing your pages, because I think that's when it's going to be there. And I
8:30 for you, Bill.
Oh, I know.
6:30 for me.
But you'll be up. We know you'll be up. Well, you'll be rocking and rolling. You'll have the gold button ready to rock and roll. But you know, another thing that I think is important here too is I think it's going to be a totally soft release and not like the Mavic 3 where they had like a half-hour video. I think come at 9 o'clock, you know, the banner pages will switch. You'll see Mini 3 up there. I don't think they're going to have that half-hour video kind of deal like they had with the Mavic 3. That's just a guess off the top of my head, but I don't think they're going to do that.
Yeah, I agree. Because they don't need to. They don't need to do
No, they don't. There's been so much hype about this.
Exactly.
Now they don't need to do that. It's been hyped up so much.
Well, okay, let's go. That leads us right into story number 3 here. The leaks and rumors of the upcoming DJI drones were taken to another level this weekend when UK YouTuber DM Productions, and gentleman's name is Darren, started releasing a series of videos starting maybe Thursday or Friday with unboxing and finished yesterday with a night flight videos that left very little to the imagination. Anybody in the panel here, have we ever had so much information about new drone at this point?
Never.
It's come out. It's like a tidal wave. I mean, it's like almost too much to handle at once. Normally, you know, we get to see this come 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, but we're getting it in advance here. However, the videos were obtained. You know, we've gotten them in advance, and we've kind of gotten a sneak peek of things, which, you know, from what we see, apparently everything looks good. But, you know, the ones I'm really waiting for is when Billy Kyle or Rick Smith or Kelly or Aldrin, when they come out with theirs and you watch theirs, because, you know, one of the things I can say about all of those guys, you know that they put time and effort, and they'll put out quality videos. Okay. It's not just something you're going to get up there to get views. They're going to go out there. They're going to explain things to you. They're going to go over details. They're going to go over things. And, you know, it's like, for me, my biggest problem after the release is which videos to watch, because there's going to be so many of them out there. You know, I'll probably watch one of Billy's, one of Kelly's, one of Rick's, you know, and just kind of do a mix around the horn as far as that's concerned. But, you know, those videos excite me. I mean, it was good seeing these videos, don't get me wrong, but I think, you know, for me, I'm really waiting to see those videos come out tomorrow. Those ones are the ones to me that are definitive.
Now, Bill, there's been reports today that some of DN's production videos have been taken down from YouTube.
They haven't been taken down. They're unlisted. Jasper Ellens. I've talked to Jasper Ellens. Jasper's a great guy. And he, you know, posted on the Mini 3 Facebook group. They're unlisted. Okay. They're not taken down. So if you still have the URL, you can still get to them. All right. You know, obviously for some reason, you know, something's going on. Don't know what, you know, at this point it's kind of moot, but you know, obviously some feathers have been ruffled here. So
yeah. But before Darren showed up, you need one of these Chinese fortune cookies to figure out what was on some of these drones, but you know, not this time.
Can I speculate, Ron?
Oh, that's what this show's all about. Yeah. Speculating and pontificating, right, Bill?
Absolutely.
Here's what I suspect. He got that drone from a retailer somewhere in the
Argos, perhaps?
Well, perhaps, but we don't know, right? It could just be the corner drone shop.
Somebody said the box looks like the packaging for Argos.
Yeah, do they get different packaging than others? I don't know.
But that's what somebody said.
Yeah. Well, whatever it is. And so he puts those videos up. I'm quite sure that DJI can look at the flight records and they can see the serial number of that drone and so forth, and probably figure out where that drone was shipped to. So my guess would be that they applied pressure on whoever either sold him that drone or loaned him that drone, and put pressure on them. Hey, if you ever want to sell any more DJI drones, see if you can get this guy to take those down. And I don't know, but that kind of sounds like
Like they can see who's flying. I mean, where that drone came from.
I have a different viewpoint on that. I don't see. I think he got it from some NDA because it would have to be activated. How is he going to activate it?
Okay, here's a real good point. I communicated with Jasper Ellens. I sent him a direct message on Twitter. It wasn't, you know, it's not like it's out there. What Jasper told me is, you know, because I told him, I said, you know, most of the time, you know, these drones are really kind of bricked until the release date, because the Fly app isn't updated with that new drone yet. What he told me is that these DJI RC Pros that are coming with it are preloaded with the Fly app, ready to go for the Mini 3. That's what he said.
Got it.
See that I tend to agree with that, Bill, and I'll tell you why. Because if we would have seen something like this in the past, and now it happened with this drone, and obviously there was something different that happened. So that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, Jasper also came out and said in a tweet, and I think I sent it to you guys. He said, you know, kind of like DJI had, you know, don't shoot the messenger, but DJI had an oopsie kind of a thing. And I think what they did was, I didn't think, you know, they probably didn't think ahead of themselves that these drones would get out into the public, because Jasper's right. They probably did get preloaded with the Fly app, with the Mini 3, and they weren't counting on this to happen. So I kind of think that's what's happened, you know, and Darren found this out, you know, and whatever means he got and got it out there. Okay. You know, you know, what I'm hearing from Jasper is the onus is more on DJI than on somebody like Darren for, you know, having this app available. I mean, you know, if the app's available and it's ready to go, you know.
Yeah.
One thing,
go ahead.
I was going to say, it'd be one thing if he stole the drone, but that's, I mean, I highly doubt that he did that. And what's he supposed to do? Not flat, like he didn't sign a DNA.
Yeah, right.
He didn't sign it.
NDA.
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, so I just want to make a point. Both Drone Guy and Maddie's Drone World are saying that, hey, in any case, you would, even if it's already preloaded on the controller, you have to activate it first, and that's true. But I wonder if there is something, there definitely had to be some kind of loophole there, potentially.
But in the grand scheme of things, this is good for DJI. Come on now. I mean,
you're right. You're right, DeMarco.
What are we going to do? Someone got it out of here. Somebody
gave them a ton of free publicity on this.
That's a great point, DeMarco. They're not going to lose.
I think it was the Mini 2. Was it the Mini 2? How that guy bought it from Best Buy and Bill had them on. You had them on. I mean, who even cares about that now? No one cares. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and that's so right, because come 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, everybody's going to go, Darren who?
Yeah,
not to cut him down or anything, because he has a decent channel and he puts out some good videos. But it's like people will go forward and start looking at the other content that's come out from the what I'll call the content creators like Billy and Rick.
Yeah, what you're saying, Bill, he had his 15 minutes of fame this weekend.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hey, Bill, you just made a really good point. I'm glad it was a guy like Darren that got it than just some guy that didn't really know much about drones or anything. Because at least Darren, he showed us a lot of the details that we were all interested in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And let's get into that a little bit here. He released a like unboxing, released the first flight. He released one where we talk about the controller, but just yesterday he released that night flight, and we found this out on the Drone Seekers. That was actually a place called Blackpool, which is a famous place along the beach on the western side of England. But
it's what they call a boardwalk over there, Ron.
A boardwalk. You saw the music park, so it was a perfect place to do that night flight. Now we'll go around and pound here. What did you think of the quality of that? I'm going to say he started out at like low light just before sunset, but at some point he's flying in complete darkness. Anybody want to give their opinion of what they thought of the night and low light footage in that video?
Yeah. Go ahead, Michael.
You can't tell. I mean, it's just one shot at it, one guy's viewpoint.
Yeah,
I don't think anybody can judge anything on one video, two videos.
Yeah, and the thing of it is, I don't fly much at night anyway, so I probably am not a good judge of. I mean, it looked cool. You got to see the stuff down there, but for me to say, "Hey, is that better than the Nano Plus or whatever?" God, I got no clue.
Yeah, for me with that, okay, while it was okay to see that. For me, I'm not a night guy at all, but I am a twilight kind of guy, all right, or a sunrise kind of guy, or a sunset, where that light is sinking down, where we have just a little bit of light left, okay, and because I love getting.
And when he first took it off, it was a little bit light left, Bill, when he first took it off.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I like, okay. That's what I'm interested in that is that low light capability, not to fly at night, but for those sunset shots, for those sunrise shots, that kind of thing. Because with those, I think that makes some of the best video in the world when you're capturing. And Ron's the Jedi master of this. Okay. He's too proud to say it, but he is.
And that goes back to before drones. That goes back to people taking this video with cameras at sunset, like that. But I want to talk about that in the bigger picture. I'm just like Bill. I fly once a year at nighttime to catch the Christmas lights in the park around here. It's because people beg me to do it. But otherwise, I like the sunrises, sunsets, whatever. But really, that footage has been filmed for the bigger drones for a couple years, as Bill pointed out. The Mavic 2 Pro. That worked perfectly at sunsets and whatever. Other drones like the Air 2S was one sensor, and the EVO 2 Pro, all one sensor drones. They all did a good job at that kind of sunrise, sunset type of things. But we never had that on our mini drones before. All the DJI Minis, Mini 1, Mini 2, Mini SE. As soon as the light got low, the video quality kind of disappeared on them. And then the Nano came along and kind of, used some new tricks and was able to kind of mimic what the 1-inch sensor drones were doing. So now DJI's kind of jumped in that fray, and you'll be able to get, the type of results you were getting from your bigger 1-inch sensor drones on a, on a mini drone, due to not the same size sensor. There's still a smaller sensor, but they've done things like they've, put that wider aperture, in this case, a 1.7-inch aperture to let more light in. And also they're using, I think Marcus questioned me a lot about it. I tried to learn as much as I could about it. And I don't say I know a whole lot. It has dual ISO, and that's something you see on some really high-end cameras from your Canons, your Sonys, and whatever. And what that means is it's not really physical. One ISO, lets you raise it up, say, from one. Everybody's always put your ISO on 100, but people raise it to 400, 800 to be able to take images in the dark. But also that introduces what we call digital noise. But the second dual ISO will help keep that digital noise in check while letting the first ISO, get you more light.
So what we're talking about is native ISO, and that's the part that I didn't understand what they meant by that. And I guess you can kind of set that wherever you want it. And so then whatever that native ISO is going to be without that digital noise that you're talking about.
And I'm making this confusing. It's not something you have to set all these buttons up. It's not like you have to set two different ISOs. You just set the one, and the other one will govern the noise down for you.
Well, so let me ask you that, Ron. So do you think that they'll have like a night mode that will start at a different ISO?
Possibly, like on one of the shooting methods on the Mavic 3, it automatically starts at 400 ISO.
Gotcha. Yeah.
One of the modes there, you can only do 400 and 800 because a lot of people complain that they had to start.
Isn't it the Autel Lite has a night mode? I'm trying to remember. I can't remember.
I believe the Nano has a. I mean,
maybe the Nano does too.
Indeed, but I think the Nano has a light mode, night mode also.
I'll have to look in the menu. I just, like you, Ron, I never fly at night, so I don't pay a lot of attention to that.
But the Nanos. Back to the bigger thing here. I don't know whether the Mini 3, that night footage was better than the Nano, or how it compares, but it was good enough for me. I mean, I don't have the world's best low light camera, Sony or Nikon or Canon, because I don't need it or whatever. I don't always need the best at everything. I need good enough. And what I saw in that footage from Darren, to me, it was good enough for my needs, and that's all that matters to me.
Yeah,
Ron, I know the Autel fanboys had everything good to say about the Autel and nothing good about the Mini 3.
Oh boy, Mike!
Everything was negative.
Send your nasty grams to
based on one side, it was negative.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things I'm waiting for is a release of the final specs, because we've seen everything, but we don't know 100% what all the final specs are, and I'm kind of anxious to see that. Okay, exactly. Because until it gets posted out on DJI's website, it's it's pictures on boxes, or going by leaks and things like that, which are okay. But while I know, for example, Jasper said that screen's bright, but is it 1,000 nits? That's something that we don't know yet, and I'm kind of interested as far as that's concerned. What we're going to take a look at with the specs for the batteries, the weight with a 47-minute battery. What's that weight going to be in there? There's a whole host of things that we really don't have 100%, knowledge about, and we won't know that until tomorrow morning at 9:00. And that's a beautiful thing, because at 9:00 tomorrow morning, we'll get all those specs out there, which is great.
Right. Hey, before I forget, guys, I want to make Barry sent Ron and I a message, and I want to get it out there. And I'm just going to read it to you. It says, one of his insiders at a major retailer said they did not receive any version of the Mini 3 inventory by 5 p.m. West Coast time. And he said, we can report that. And he said the source also doesn't know if their online sales website will list the item by 6 a.m. West Coast time. So that's just kind of telling you that, we just don't know.
Yeah.
We interactive DNA's up here. I think he still means to Darren. I from what they said in the Drone Seekers, they thought Darren sounded like he had an accent from around London, but I saw today somebody thought his accent sounded like Manchester, but he's definitely from Europe, but he's definitely from the UK. Interactive. So, but thanks for Barry for setting that to us. So, for everybody who's planning on being at their local Best Buy at 9 a.m. on the 17th to pick it up from the drone counter, it may not be there, folks.
Yeah, and and see, that's the thing again, and I kind of talked about this a little bit during the pre-show. Is one of the reasons why I want to get it through DJI is it's going to be in their warehouses, and that will be available to ship. Now, the only thing that I have to caution people on is as far as accessories are concerned. Okay, I'm going to get accessories off of DJI because a lot of times when you go out to the website, you order the drones and then you're going out there to find some of these accessories. It'll say not in stock, or email me when it is in stock, kind of a thing. Okay. And I think you might find that initially tomorrow that you might see those accessories, notify me by email when they're available, kind of a thing.
I know you guys are right on this, but it does strike me as being funny. And this may not be drones in particular, but tech gear over the years. Lots of times I walk into a Best Buy or whatever when it's a hot product, and the only thing I can't buy is a product. They're filled with accessories on the counter, but you can't buy the actual product or whatever. But I mean, you guys are probably right. But I said usually over the years I find that they got a ton of accessories and very little the real thing you want.
Hey, so I just I thought I highlighted here. No, there I highlighted it. DroneGuy is saying that he doesn't believe in-store availability until June. So,
which that kind of follows suits with the Mavic 3 because it did not start appearing in Best Buy until almost a month after it was out.
Well, I don't know about. I can tell you that I was able to order it online, and you did as well, Mike. Right?
Mavic 3.
Yeah, I think Mike. I think you got yours the day before I got mine, or something.
I'm talking in store. In store, in store.
Well, I picked it up at the store, whatever that.
Oh,
means,
you did.
so.
You did pick it in the store. Okay. Yeah. But you didn't go in and actually see if it was back in the case. If the only reason it was there because you ordered it.
That's
correct. It online to be picked up at the store that night.
Yeah.
At 10 o'clock, and it would be the following 4 days later is after spin up. So.
Yeah, I mean, by the time I got home, I think mine was at the store, and I just was able to go in and get it. Yeah.
Okay.
But it was at the store pickup online. It wasn't maybe in stock there, but it was ready for me.
And I had my little Insta 360 Go 2 on my ball cap, and I thought I was going to have it recording so I could show receiving it at the store, but I forgot to hit the button.
Always forget to hit that button. But anyhow, I mean, the gist of it, we just don't know about in-store availability. So do not if you're planning to buy the drone, don't put all the plans
in the
store on day one and getting it. Yeah. Don't let that be your only plan. Bill was saying, don't pull a Mike Talman and throw all your eggs in that basket, right?
Yeah, don't do that.
So.
And Bill, do you think that DJI will they be shipping it? Do you think on the 17th or?
I think they'll be shipping it. I think they'll ship it on the 17th. I think
when Apple says they ship, they arrive on the day they're shipping.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, but I've ordered a couple of these drones from DJI, Mike, and like Bill said, that release day, supposed release day, that's the day it starts shipping to you.
Got it.
So usually it gets there 2 or 3 days after that date. Now maybe they'll change this time. That doesn't say that's going to be like this, but that has happened to me for the past 2 mini releases.
It seems like it's been different every time because remember the Mavic 2. I'm telling you, I ordered that from DJI in like 2 days. It was at my front door, and like Bill always talks about, they have them pre-positioned in their warehouse. However, when Ron, I think it was the original Mavic Mini, wasn't it, that we ordered them from DJI, and it was a big mystery when we had no clue when it was going to ship, and I think it was like a week and a half, or maybe even later, maybe 2 weeks later. Before
it was in November, because both of the first Mini and the Mini 2 were released in November. And I remember with the original Mini, we really didn't know when it was going to be shipped. I mean,
Right.
really, DJI was very kind of coy about that. We didn't get any kind of real info on that for a while.
But it wasn't China was actually shut down for a couple of weeks because of COVID, right? I mean, so that could be it too. It could be it.
Could be.
These are U.S. made. I don't know.
Good point. A lot of people think that the big COVID shutdown over there. And Stephen, you pointed out that, did you notice on Jasper's controller the writing was in Chinese a lot?
I didn't notice that. No.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I saw that.
What I did notice about that controller, though, he said it was lighter. I think it's 380 grams, and the RC Pro 6 and change in grams.
Yeah.
The way that he was carrying it, it looked lighter. It looked a lot.
Which makes perfect sense, right? With a mini drone, you would want a lighter controller too.
Yeah.
That may be one of the big advantages of that product, because when I put my phone on the front of that controller, it tends to be a little top heavy. Hey, that controller is liable to be very well balanced, and one of the reasons that you may want it.
Yeah.
Marcus and I talked about this off air last night. Do you guys think going forward, now that this the Air 3, the Mini 3 with that control, that's going to set the bar? Now a lot of drones coming out from here on out will come with controllers and built-in screens, and these drone companies are going to rely less and less on people using phones and tablets.
Well, if you want to be pissed about something about the Mavic 3, why couldn't we get something like that with the Mavic 3? That kind of gripes
it's
me.
our fault for begging them to release that drone or whatever. If we'd have just said, hey, DJI, release the Mavic 3 whenever you're ready, maybe it would have came with this controller.
Well, I'd have been okay if I could have got the RC Pro in a combo that when we started out there, but you couldn't even. You had to get the Cine thing for $5,000 to get the RC Pro at that point.
Well, I got a big news break here. Casey's putting up the Pens are up 7-2, Bill.
Marcus,
final from Pittsburgh. Penguins win 7-2. They lead 3-1 in the series.
Marcus, what people will then say though? They'll say, "Oh, look, I'm getting the same controller that the Mini 3 got, though, and I'm buying the Mavic 3." I mean, it's always going to be something. So.
Well, I'm telling you, that is one of the points about that Mavic 3. You got that RCN1 controller, which is the same controller that somebody buying a $500 Mini got, and it was a much more expensive drone. So I don't know. I would. Telemetry would have been kind of handy to have on there, possibly, or now that we know they have this DJI RC, let me tell you, I'd have been all over that. So, and then they could have offered the RC Pro as a premium product.
I'm going to go back to something, and I don't know if you guys remember this or not. Okay, the Mavic 2 got released in August of 2018. All right. Well, there was talk at the time about a controller with a video screen on it, which was the smart controller. And there were rumors that DJI was going to wait at least 2 more months to release it so they could release it with a smart controller. But we all know the smart controller didn't come out. I think it was until January or February of 2019. It was several months later before it came out. So, I mean, and there was kind of a big to-do, and everybody's saying, you heard the usual, I'd have wished we'd have known about it and and all this kind of stuff. But, here's what I got to say about that. All right. It is what it is. These are the options we were presented with, and it's kind of like, and I'll go with how we normally close our show. Enjoy what you got, kind of a thing. Okay. My saying is the same here with something like this. Okay. We know what we're going to get, and let's enjoy it. All right. And I know, and I understand the thing about the Mavic 3 and the RC Pro. I get that. I think that was something. But one of the things, when you were ordering the Mavic 3, if you ordered it through DJI, what came up at the final checkout was an option to purchase the RC Pro a la carte if you wanted to do that. Because initially it was only with the Cine package, and a lot of people raised a big stink about that. And then it ended up that when you were checking out, there was an option to add suggested accessories, RC Pro, and it had it down there. So but it may.
And, was it at a discount, Bill?
No, it was you were paying full price for it. There was no bundled kind of discount. Now the nice thing about the controller with the screen, all right, it's like the value for what you're going to get. It would be crazy not to get that new remote. It really would. I think it's somebody put like 150, 135 bucks more to do that. I'm like, why not? You know?
Yeah.
I agree.
Agreed.
I agree.
So, okay, listen, we've covered a lot of DJI. So, we always get somebody always gets on us about not covering other drones. So we do have other drone news tonight. Just a couple days ago, Autel Robotics released what appears to be a substantial firmware update for the Autel Nano and Lite series of drones and the Plus version of both of them. And here are some of the things they put in the company email that was sent out to anybody that's on their list here. And some of the highlights, they had dynamic tracking of people, EVO Lite and Lite Plus only, electronic image stabilization, 60 frames per second video transmission from the app, to your screen, 4-axis gimbal function, new integrated shoot mode in the app, and numerous optimizations and improvements. And I have a whole laundry list of other stuff here that I don't have time to read them all off. And I did get a note right before we go up the show here. I got a note from our buddy Ross Langdon over there in Queensland, Australia. He said it's been reported to him. Now, he hasn't been able to test this because he's under bad weather over there. But they reported to him that with this update, it improves the ability of the Nano to fly in winds, and now it flies as good as the Mini 2 in the wind. Again, I mean, we're just reporting this information. Actually, Russ is just reporting it. He haven't actually test flighted this yet. So now I believe the only one on the panel here that has a Nano, at least one Nano Plus left is Marcus. So I'm going to let him comment. And I don't believe Marcus had a chance to test this software either.
I haven't. I've upgraded the drone, but I haven't had a chance to test it yet. And let me say this about that. So the Nano Plus, as it sits, and this is after a couple of firmware updates and people were having issues with the drone, literally getting blown away. It was probably on par with the original Mavic Mini. Now, I am skeptical that any firmware update is going to put it on par wind resistance with the Mavic or with the Mini 2. And let me tell you why. The secret to the Mini 2 is that it can get that 40-degree pitch. The Nano Plus can't do that because the camera would be looking up at the top of the drone. So I'm skeptical that just through a firmware update, they can make it as wind resistant as the Mini 2. Now, that said, anything they do to make it better is certainly welcome. The other thing about this firmware update that is a disappointment is way back in September when they first started talking about that drone, and one of the things that people have been begging for in mini drones is active tracking. The Nano Plus still does not have that, and Autel promised that to us way back then. I took delivery of my drone on January 1st. And now we're in May, and it still doesn't have all the features that Autel promised us on day one with that drone. So I know people criticize DJI a lot with the Mavic 3. At least DJI told us, hey, it's not going to have these features, but it will have them by mid-January. DJI under-promised and over-delivered. We had those features before they actually said we would get them. And I'm not saying that the Nano Plus won't get it at some point, but I paid a lot of money for that drone, and it's not as advertised.
Good points, Marcus.
Well, I think Autel is trying to play catch up here, and with coming out with these updates, the timing, the timing, it's not coincidental that it's coming. They're releasing all these updates right before the Mini 3 comes out. I mean, they're trying to maybe grab a little bit of oxygen out of the room. But that competition is what we want, Bill, right? We want two drone companies. Oh yeah, we want that competition. But I think Autel shot themselves in the foot with the Nano. I really do. it's just there's been and a well documented history of the issues with it since it's come out, and and I'm going to say this, and I hate to say something like this, but it kind of ends up being, to me, on par with like a Hubson's failed mini drone, and also FEMI's failed mini drone, because here's the thing. One of the things you can say about DJI, sometimes, you don't get everything you want right at startup, or it's missing this or this or this. But I'll tell you what, they'll get it taken care of, and they'll get it out, and it will be working. Okay. And that's the thing, and with the Mini 3, you can bet, I'm going to tell you this, pretty much out of the gate, this thing is going to be about as good as it's going to get. I don't think you're going to have a lot of issues. There may be a firmware update or two coming up, just to fix some glitches or whatever, but you're going to have things right from the start with this drone. Okay. I don't think you're not going to see. That's the thing. Okay. And people get all, bent out of shape about the kind of prices you're paying for a DJI product. Okay. And let me tell you what, you're not getting a FEMI, you're not getting a Hubson. And I'll say this, and I know a lot of people are Autel lovers out there.
Watch yourself, Bill. Watch yourself.
You're not going to get an Autel. Okay. You're going to get a DJI, and you're going to get quality.
You need to one of the Bill's point, and the Autel costs as much as this drone. So, right, it's the price is about even on the Autel.
You need to highlight Original Dobo's comment.
How far do I have to go down? I'm way behind.
Let me do it. I got it.
There you go.
Spot on. Spot on.
No, here, I'll say this. I wouldn't say that. I would say more. The Browns, maybe. I wasn't saying the Lions, but that's Hubson.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
But the thing is, when DJI does something, they do it right. Okay, and they have very few. To me, ever since I've been following DJI for the past 6 years or so, there's only one product in the consumer space that I've actually been kind of disappointed in. It's been the Action 2, because I was expecting an improvement over the original Action. But I'll tell you what, I'm like, there's no reason for me to get an Action 2, because that original Action is doing its job, and it's doing real well for me.
Bill, I still have seller's remorse on mine.
I tell you, Marcus, it's just like, it's my go-to. It films a lot of stuff for me, and I love it.
You had it at the Great Florida Drone Meetup this past.
I absolutely did.
April.
And that's reminding me that I need to put some clips together from the Florida Drone Meetup that I haven't.
Yeah, you were vlogging there. So okay, well we covered the kind of the Autel story there. We're going to try to get Ross on a future show, and he kind of can break down this kind of laundry list of improvements. And Marcus, by that time, will have a flight or two in his backpack from his Nano, his band sensor Nano,
provided he doesn't get a squall up there.
Well, actually, tomorrow is supposed to be pretty decent, Bill. So I'm hoping to get the little Nano Plus in the air tomorrow. So we'll see.
Fingers.
So another quickie news story. This was up on Drone DJ a couple days ago. And I think Drone XL had it too. That the Mini 2 was temporarily available on Amazon.com at the end of last week, but when that story was posted, many people went to the store and it was back again. So it was gone, then it was back, and then I think it may have been gone again. So it's kind of a ping pong going over there. And anybody in the panel here, do you think the arrival of the Mini 3 will basically obsolete the Mini 2, or it'll completely disappear from sales?
No, you're not going to see that. You're not going to see it disappear, because it'll be a more affordable option for those who are still wanting to get a mini drone, and a quality mini drone at that. Okay, all of us here on the panel, we have funds earmarked to be able to do something like this, and a lot of people, raising that up another $400 or so, or $500 to get a Mini 3, it's just not in their budget, versus spending $500 and getting a Mini
what's
2.
called what it is, Bill. Basically, if you're going to buy a Mini 3 with a controller, it doubles the price of the Air 2.
Yeah, it really. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I've said it before. How many people are just walking into Best Buy buying $1,000 drone on a whim? I mean, not that many. I'm not.
DeMarco, how many people do you think will see the Mini 3 come out and they don't watch the shows like we do and they don't read all the rumors and they just go in and buy it and expect it to cost $50, $100 more than the last one they got, and the clerk tells them, "Oh, that'll be $1,000 plus tax or whatever." You may see a lot of people, have the item at the counter, and they may say, "Oh no, take that off. I didn't know it was that much."
Yeah. Well, that could be, but we're seeing inflation in almost everything now. And I mean, look at the recent Autel drones. People kind of had a heart attack. I also want to speak directly to Interactive DNA here in his comment about a side-by-side comparison with the Mavic 3, Nano Plus and Mavic 3.
You want to highlight
it? Yeah. I mean, I just want to be honest with you. There really is no point to that. You have a micro four thirds sensor on the Mavic 3 that is just going to be far superior to what you see in the Nano Plus. And I appreciate you're an Autel fan, and there's nothing wrong with that. But that just isn't a realistic comparison. So that's why I will never do that. Now, will I compare the Nano Plus with the Mini 3 when it comes out? Of course, they're both a 3/4 inch sensor, and that makes sense. So anyway, that I just wanted to speak to that because he's asked me about that several times.
Good point. Good point. And okay. All I can say is when that teaser comes out tomorrow, when probably Bill, like you said tomorrow, maybe a soft release, but they'll still have that video they always put out for a new product where they show clips from around the world in deserts and mountains and forests and beaches and whatever, and they'll have video and pictures and slow motion, whatever. Look at that video tomorrow morning, anybody in chat here, and tell me that video is bad in low light and it doesn't have any definition to it.
Well,
and all the stuff that you say is wrong with it. Tell me exactly what point that video is going to get released tomorrow. What point the low light's bad, and what point the definition's bad, and whatever. A lot of comparisons I see. Somebody will compare, say anything, the Air 2S, but they'll shoot the worst Air 2S video I've ever seen. You know what I mean? Let me send a good clip of my Air 2S video instead of showing the worst Air 2S video of all time to compare it to. I'm sorry I'm on a mini rant there, but look at DJI's video tomorrow and tell me what's wrong with it.
Hey, I'll tell you one thing. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I was saying with that Nano, I mean, it's not like I don't own it. I mean, but I watched videos and Marcus videos. It's not a terrible drone. It's not like, oh my God, Hubson, a Femi. What I think it is,
yours didn't fall in the intercoastal waterway, DeMarco.
I saw yours. But listen, here's what I'm saying. I think it's priced too high when you look at it with a Mini 3 now. If they lower the price of it, it's more appealing to somebody then. Okay, now it's $650 or $700 instead of $1,000.
So DeMarco, there is no question the best camera currently, I'm saying today, that you can buy on a mini drone is on the Nano Plus. The Nano Plus has the best video quality of any mini drone available today. Now that may change tomorrow when the Mini 3 comes out. However, as it stands today, it's a fantastic camera on that little drone. Mine have just had nothing but problems though. I mean, it took forever to get the shakes out of the video. Once that all got solved finally, and Stevie there is talking about the replacement.
Our friend Stevie's got a question for you, Marcus.
Yeah, I did. I answered him. No, Autel is just ghosting me now. I'm not hearing anything.
And Stevie's our friend who took a great video of the Nano at the meetup when it tumbled into the water.
Yeah.
But Marcus, okay, the camera's great, but it's always a but after but.
The sensors on mine are all messed up. The downward facing sensor, every time you come to a stop, it just beeps like crazy and drives you nuts. I get all kinds of falsing on the OA sensors on the thing. It can be up in the middle of the air someplace. not facing towards the sun. You can kind of understand it if you're going right into the sun, but not even that. And it'll get a false and it'll just come to a screeching stop, and it can be, 100 feet up in the air. Those are the kind of things that I don't, am I going to spend another $1,000 on an Autel drone? I'm not sure, guys.
650, would you recommend it? Or 700, would you recommend it?
I don't know. Let me tell you one more point that I want to make is, so the speed issue has been brought up, that since they did this update, that it's as wind resistant as the Mavic 2. I don't know if I'll have the wind to be able to test it tomorrow, but I do happen to have, or excuse me, as the Mini 2. I do have the Mini 2, so maybe I can put them side by side and we can see which one's faster.
One of the things I wanted to mention was during the video that showed when the Mavic 2 was released. Okay, there was one of the content creator went up. I believed it was either Iceland or Greenland to film part of it, and took like a tugboat over there. But what was real interesting in the video, if you looked very closely, guess what he was using to fly the drone? The smart controller. Now, this was from a video in August of 2018 during the release, okay? He had a smart controller to fly the Mavic 2 Pro. I just got the biggest – it just hit me like a light because I remember because we're there watching it. And it's so funny, and I got to say this, okay, when you're at an event, the whole front row, I think Billy was in the front row, Rick was in the front row, Dobo was in the front row. Okay, all these guys are on their phones, and it kind of like I couldn't figure out what they were doing as the speaker was talking, so I was paying attention to the speaker. Okay, they were all ordering the drone on their phones during the the initial presentation. Okay,
kind of like me and Mike.
Yeah, me. No, I'm paying attention to what the speakers do. But I'm watching, and what was real interesting was they flew both the Mavic 2 Pro and the Mavic 2 Zoom out onto the platform, okay, both from different directions, and they both landed on the platform at the same time while the speaker was talking and the video was going on behind him. That was pretty tough. But yeah, the smart controller, it was a prototype was out as early as August of 2018.
Well. Listen, let's move on to another story on the list here. We're almost at the bottom here. Let me get it back up here. I'm going through the chat here. Sorry, as soon as I want it, now I can't find my my stories here. Okay, this is number 7 on the list. Instagram. The CEO of Instagram just announced last week that Instagram is pushing the 9:16 photo format now. To make it bigger because he's going all mobile now. He wants to fill that mobile device at 9 and 16 inch screen. Now, we all know that one of the tricks that the little Mini 3 Pro has up his sleeve is it can turn that camera and get that vertical video and photos. Do you think these have any correlation that Instagram's going all in with 9:16 just when the the Mini 3 is going to arrive with that? I mean, I'm thinking about starting a new Instagram channel and filming everything on the Mini 3 in 9:16, and I may go viral.
You could. Well,
that last part was a joke, but do you think there's any correlation between that announcement from Instagram and then the vertical video arriving, vertical video and photos?
Vertical videos have really kind of taken off, and one of the things I've been doing lately are YouTube Shorts, and you got it's a vertical video when you do it, and I like them because they're you can do them up to a minute. It'll be a quick minute, like a quick update, and I'm getting some views on it, which is good. It's just like, hey, reminder, the Mini 3 release parties on Tuesday at 9 a.m. Join us. Mini 3 first videos out. I want you guys to go ahead and check that out. That kind of thing. It's real nice. Now, that vertical format has really kind of started with Instagram. TikTok took it over as well. So yeah, it is something. It's a very popular format for social media because of that. Okay, I almost and I gotta say this, for me, I almost prefer the other format. Because it's funny when my wife Valerie first started filming me when we were out. doing things, she would always do me in a vertical format. And I'm like, okay, you're missing stuff from the side to sides, you know, because I told her, I said, you know, switch your camera over to do that. And to me, you know, I think that's a better shot. But for those kind of apps, they seem to work better.
I know in the old days, vertical video made you look like an amateur.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
A lot of really good jokes there, guys, but I'm going to leave it alone.
Okay, well, we didn't get too much miles off the vertical video story there, but you know, I do intend to try it out a little bit more than I've done in the past when I get this new drone in. Probably the photos even more than the videos, but like Bill said, the YouTube shorts, Facebook, everybody has shorts or whatever, and that's all TikTok is shorts. But you know, I promise I won't put that real loud music when my shorts.
I can't wait to see it, Ron.
So
we're all looking forward to it, Ron. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never seen Ron dance before. Have you, DeMarco?
I have seen him do the hip thrust.
You know, maybe I should just get rid of the drones and just start doing those TikTok loud music and be dancing around. Yeah.
That's what I've never seen Marcus do a 1 minute video either. So you know.
Touche, brother. Touche.
Oh my.
Okay. One more. We got one last story to cover, and then we'll kind of go open here for a while. We talked about the C-Fly, the new C-Fly Faith 2S last week on the show, and people wanted to know about it. So I went out and did the research. I watched our friend Captain Drone's video. It was about 15 minutes long, and he put the thing through its paces, of course, and he had the previous one. So he showstopper here. He liked the drone or whatever. But the video looked good. The gimbal looked good, and the horizon looked good. And this one will not be the previous one. You had to connect your phone Wi-Fi, whatever. Where this one actually has a plug, you know, to plug into your phone. So it does seem like a nice upgrade. And as far as I could tell, I found it out on our good friends over at AliExpress. Don't ever order from those guys for $345. Has anybody seen this video I'm speaking of?
What was the name of it again, Ron?
The C-Fly Faith
okay.
2S.
I know.
I remember last year the lady that works for C-Fly, she sent all of us emails begging us to get the original C-Fly 2.
Yep, I remember that. I got that.
And she wouldn't even give us a discount, Ron. She just wanted us to buy it.
Yeah. I forget her name. She's on Facebook.
Yeah.
So does anybody?
How the camera look, Ron? I didn't watch the video. How the camera look?
Does anybody have any plans to look at this drone or maybe purchase it or?
How the camera look, Ron? How the camera look?
It looked good on his video. It did. He was filming in 4K. I think it only does 4K 30, which of course is perfectly acceptable for a drone that costs $345.
Yeah.
But again, camera looked good, the video looked good, the gimbal looked good, the horizon looked good, and it seemed to fly well. If you know, but of course the video was heavily edited.
I'm with John Coopy.
C-Fly.
Yeah.
Again, I just want to bring it up because a lot of people say we don't talk about other drones.
Yeah, no, that's true. Now here's the experience that both John and I have had. I've had about, I've had about 3 different versions of that C-Fly Faith, the original one, and it was really bad. I mean, there were a lot of problems with it. John had issues he's had a couple of them as well. So that put a bad taste in my mouth. And then we saw the version 2 come out, and it looked kind of cool at first. The camera didn't look too bad, but when people started getting it, they had a lot of problems with it. So, you know, it's just like, a Hubsan Zeno Mini Pro. I'm not sure why anybody would buy another one once you've had a bad taste in your mouth like that. So that's quite frankly why I'm just not interested in that product.
Marcus, what's going to happen is, what's his name? Quadcopter 101 is going to get it and put it through his paces. And it's going to look good on his channel because he normally does the cheaper drones, the toy drones. and the people who watch those videos, like we all used to, will buy it. But I'm pretty sure that no one in this chat who's watching us right now is going to buy that.
That's a good point, DeMarco, because
another dynamic to that, I think, Bill and DeMarco, is that there's a lot of those kind of drones go to third world countries.
Exactly.
Where they that's as much money as they can afford to spend on a drone. So.
Hey, and Marcus, let me say this. I'm not taking a run at him. I like, a nice guy. I'm talking about the people watching his channel. They'll watch his other videos. Like, man, the picture's not that bad. Oh, look at that picture. How much is it? $345? Yeah, that's a good one. Have at it, But for us, most people in the chat, like, we are just past that right now. So
right.
Save your money.
With those drones, people that watch like Steve's channel, and Steve has a great channel, and people watch Quadcopters 101. He's a great guy too. They put out great videos and they do a lot of things. But a good point is, you guys were saying is, this is geared, not really geared toward us, or even, it's more like, countries that don't have that kind of income like we have, or, most of the people that follow us, a lot of these are in poor countries, and, it appeals to them a whole lot more, and they can get some limited use out of it.
Yeah. So, I think the advice of this panel is if you're going to spend $345 for a drone, you might as well just get either the DJI Mini SE or
that Mini SE. It is a phenomenal little product for $299.
Yeah.
I'll put the 2.7K video of that thing probably up against the C-Fly Faith's 4K, whatever. Yeah.
Right. I mean, that's what some people say. I got to have 4K, so I got to get the C-Fly instead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have fun.
So, okay, we kind of went through our stories, and we kind of danced around this a little at the beginning here, but, let's just go around a panel and say if you're going to order the drone tomorrow, and right now, what are your, where do you think you're going to order from? That all this subject to change. Anybody can start who wants to start.
DJI.
And you're going to get which package are you looking at? Which drone?
Well, I'm definitely going to get the DJI RC with it, and then I want to read about it first, but I'll definitely get a Fly More package. Whether I get the one with the endurance battery or the regular battery, I'm not sure yet. I want to find out more about it. I definitely will buy both types of batteries. Now, with regard to accessories, I want to see what they have available. So we'll see what DJI suggests that you buy with the drone, and we'll take a look at it. But I'm definitely going to hit that buy button the second that I can on DJI's website. Michael.
I'll more than likely buy it from DJI, but I may cancel it. We'll see.
Oh,
Getting the Fly More package with the probably a separate battery. I may end up getting the Amazon system, but then order the battery from DJI. I'm going to play by ear, look at it tomorrow morning, and make the decision on it.
There you go.
Buying it either way. So.
Where's DeMarco?
DeMarco, it's not worth to say you're not gonna get
DeMarco's hiding under the desk right now.
I am not planning to buy it tomorrow. I'm not planning to. But I've been watching DM videos all weekend now, and I'm becoming more intrigued by it. But still, I'm not planning to buy it tomorrow. I'm gonna watch the videos and see how it goes. But when I do buy it, I'll be getting it from DJI, so I don't have to pay tax man that money. I paid my taxes this year, but I'm not.
You'll report
just in case someone's watching.
Yeah.
Bill.
Yeah, I'm going to be definitely from DJI. I'm going to get it with the new RC. It just boggles my mind. The bag that they put with the Flymore kit. I'm sorry, it's just like, where's the garbage can? I mean, I hate to say that, but it's not. I'm going to do a la carte for the rest of things. I'll definitely get extra batteries. I'll get the charging hub with it as well too. I'll get some extra propellers with it. But I like the a la carte feature. And I still think even with doing that, because I don't want that bag. That's money that I'm going to save to buy a decent case for this. And that's one thing that I do want to do, because it'll have that decent controller in it. I want to get a decent hard shelled case for that from when they come out with that. And Barry, if you're watching, let us know when Nanook comes out with one, because I'm sure they'll make a quality product. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to, now here's a real interesting thing. And we haven't touched on this. One of the things is, and you find out, they don't really, a lot of them, cases, it's going to be, you'll probably be at least 30 to 45 days out before you can buy one of those kind of hard shell cases. I could be wrong. GoPro could, or what is it? I'm trying to remember those other cases.
Well, Bill, what's going to happen is the no-name cases will come out first.
Yeah, the no-name
GPC Bill you're talking about, or
God, it's there's Go something or other cases. I forget the name of it.
Nanook and GPC, those are the nice ones.
Yeah,
professional cases.
Yeah. Those they make good cases, and I know Barry knows Nanook, and they make good cases as well. I'm all in line for something like that. But I think that's going to be at least, you'll probably see at least 30 days out before things like that are available. So kind of play that by ear. But yeah, DJI for sure.
And I think I'm just going to make it simple and go with DJI too, rather than try to race around, Best Buy stores or whatever. And at first I wasn't going to get the controller, but I think I will get the controller with the screen in it, that package. And I may be like Bill. I may not do fly more. I may just get one of those extra, 47-minute batteries if they're available, that day. And a small drone like this, I can just stick them on my camera bags into the lens slot. I don't need a dedicated case for it right away. And I may be, Marcus talked about accessories. I may pick those ND filters up, because our good friend, the drone guy out there, he's pointed out a couple times with this real wide 1.7 aperture, which is good for low light, but it also is going to leave in a ton of light on sunny days. So you may want to stop down all that light coming in with an ND filter set from the get-go. And we do know Freewell usually fills the gap quickly, but still may take them a month to get a good set out. So if you can order that set of 3 from DJI tomorrow, well, I mean, I may pick it up. I'm not saying anybody else should, but and I believe that we talked about this pre-show. I believe when the 17th comes, that's the day it will ship from DJI. So depending on where you live, I would expect 2 or 3 days shipping time. So say on the outside, if you order tomorrow from DJI, you could have it on, say, the 19th or 20th, depending. Again, like
that's very realistic, Ron.
Service center.
That's very realistic, and I saw some people talking about that as well. I firmly believe you'll get it by the 19th or 20th for sure. There's not, because they're going to be in, and that's ordering, and to me, and I'm going to say this, if you're really, really want to get this, do it through DJI. Okay. If you want to get it the fastest, because, I can't answer for, how they distribute to other sources, but I do know they keep them in their warehouses. And, like I said, it simplifies the process a whole lot. And I got to say this, they've gotten faster when it comes time to ship. Okay. When they've released it for actually shipping, it's like, boom, I get that tracking number overnight and it's already on its way.
Good. Now, Bill, you want to talk a little bit about the launch party that you
yes, I do,
for,
Ron.
Tomorrow morning?
Thank you for bringing that up. We're going to have a launch party. It's going to be at 9 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow out on Build a Drone Reviewer. Ron, Marcus, we're going to have Johnny, we're going to have Matt, and we're going to have Ray on. We'll have a great time tomorrow. We're going to go over everything. We're going to take a look at the specs. We're going to take a look at pricing, the options, everything. Obviously, you know, we'll be able to, you know, tell everyone, you know, where we ordered and what we purchased and everything. And also too, you know, we'll be able to, you know, one of the things that I do want to cover tomorrow, you know, during that time is to take a good look at the specs. Because, you know, there's a lot of things that we don't really 100% concrete know for sure with the Mini 3. And I think I'm really looking forward to that. For example, you know, the weight with that new battery in it. Does the new controller have 1,000 nits? You know, that kind of a thing. Other things like, you know, how far, you know, or how, you know, what kind of a you know, battery does the controller have? Is that something, you know, you're going to have to charge every time, or can you use it 2 or 3 times before you have to charge it? You know, and also, this is another thing that I just thought of, and we haven't mentioned this tonight. You know, there's not going to be a charging brick with this. You know, from everything we've seen from the unboxing videos, there's not going to be one. So I think this is an avenue that DJI is going down, because, you know, here you are, you'll be able to purchase it as an accessory, and a lot of people are going to go and get them because people are afraid about voltages and everything. I would say this: if you have a previous one from a Mini 2, it's probably going to work, but, you know, I don't know for something like that.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting tomorrow to figure that out and figure out which which power plugs work. And Bill, another thing we didn't mention tonight is the guy, you know, DM Productions, he tested this out, and I read this as much as I saw in his video, but somebody said that, you know, he took the Air 3 up and he got satellites right away, and somebody said that he told him that he got enough satellites to fly like in 10 seconds or something like that.
Yeah, I did see that.
We're just giving you rumor. This isn't fact, but you know, early reports sound like this GPS won't be an issue in this drone.
I don't think it will be. I think that's one thing that I'm sure DJI has ironed out with this, because they don't want, they learn. DJI, say what you will about them, but they do learn from their mistakes. Okay. You know, and I harken back to when the original Mavic Pro was released, and the debacle that they had was getting that shipped out. You know, every time they've made a mistake, they've learned from it and they've improved upon it.
Good. Bill, I have a sad little guy on my desktop tonight. He hasn't enjoyed this show at all.
Yeah, I would say there's some tears coming out.
He's not a very happy guy tonight, because he's gonna be yesterday's news tomorrow morning. You know,
is he gonna? I have a question. Is he gonna find a new home?
Well, not for right now, because he does some things even this new drone won't do. He runs on that Litchi software, so he does waypoints. He already does follow me and whatever, already. So he's got some tricks up his sleeve that that even the Mini 3 won't have tomorrow, even though that's a pro drone. So long live the king here.
Long live the king.
Long live the king, guys. A king of mini drones. He's had a good reign, right, Marcus?
He sure did. Yep. One of my favorites.
Absolutely.
And of course, this guy here, he's not liking all this news too, because he's hearing that this new drone may be better than he is.
That's true.
So
1-inch sensor, I'm a little skeptical there. Let's try him in a good wind, and we'll see which one wins.
He's saying
that Air 2S will still be tops.
He's saying don't throw me in the garbage can so fast. That Air 3,
I'm only a year old.
I'm
only one.
Yeah.
Oh, look, here's you guys forget about the original mini drone from DJI. This is compliments of Marcus Crawford. Here's the real first mini drone. This is definitely a sub 250 gram drone.
The Cello.
It's amazing the video quality off of that little guy too, and without a gimbal and stuff. I mean, it's pretty wild.
For like $100 drone, it may be the best value in the line.
Could be for $100.
For $100, yeah. I had one, and yeah. Well, to be honest, I was more impressed with the photos from the Tello than the video. I thought the photos were
I heard that this has that YYB sensor in it. This has better low light than the Nano. Is that true?
I think it has better low light than the Mavic 3, probably, Ron.
It definitely has better low light than it definitely has better low light than the Seafly.
There you go.
So we're at the 1018 hour. Does anybody have anything else that we haven't beaten to the ground yet on this new drone?
Get to bed early and set your alarm clocks.
Yes.
And don't miss it. Get your order in as early as you possibly can.
Yes.
If you want to order it.
So so find your credit card tonight, huh, and get it on the desk.
What's that time again?
9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
All right, guys.
And start looking. And here's another tip. In addition to this, start looking at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, because usually it's about a half hour before it releases. It will be out on the websites and available for purchase.
What will that be in Texas time?
Mike,
it's like 8 a.m.
Yeah, he's Central Time, so it'll be 8 a.m.
Well, you'll be
Arkansas time.
You'll be up early.
You bet. Arkansas time.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Well, I know Mike's in retirement now. I didn't know if he was sleeping in late now, and
A little bit. 9:30, but not tomorrow.
In bed.
Hey, Marcus, I'm gonna call you around 8 o'clock. I gotta talk about some personal stuff with you. Like, you don't mind, do you?
Not at all. You're my friend, buddy.
Wait, no. 6:30 your time. I'll call you though.
Yeah.
Oh, 6:30. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
You're not doing anything, are you? I ain't talking.
Yeah, just as long as that person.
DeMarco, you're the son I always wanted. You know that.
Somehow I think like you wouldn't pick up. Like, dang.
Hey, no, my phone will be on mute tomorrow at 8:30.
Mute. My phone won't even be on. I'm gonna file it down.
They'll be calling you from work, Bill, looking for you. Hey.
Well, you know what I did? I took a vacation day tomorrow.
Don't you know, DeMarco? It's National Mini 3 Day.
It's a vacation.
It's a paid holiday in most companies.
Not in my house, it's not.
Not in my company.
Fight here.
Publix.
Not at Mosquitoes R Us.
No, there would be a fight here.
Maybe we should get a National Drone Holiday on the calendar, Bill.
Wouldn't be much of a fight either. No.
We should have a couple of floating holidays. DJI floating holiday.
Holidays. Yeah.
DJI release.
Let me tell you, for me and Mike, those things are a thing of the past.
Yeah,
rub it in. Every day is a holiday.
Rub it in. I got a year,
You got
2 years, a year and a half left.
It'll be here
I
soon,
got
Bill.
18.
It'll be soon.
Oh, I forgot the big news tonight, guys. This should have been a top story. Rich Strike, I think is how you say his name, a horse at the Kentucky Derby. His odds were 80-1 on Saturday. He won that darn race. If you'd have bet $1 on a super duper trifecta, I don't even know what that is, you could have won $300,000 some dollars on a $1 bet.
So a trifecta, Ron, is where you have to pick 1, 2, 3, the horses in order.
Then what's a super trifecta then, or a super duper?
I have no idea.
Yeah,
Mike Wright is probably
You know a couple people that
5
won
horses, I think.
won a couple $100 for picking him. I do know that.
Because they just over the longest odds. That's my trick. I would go in there. I'd put $1 down on the longest odds horse.
Oh, they had up at our clubhouse here in our retirement community we live in. They had a special Kentucky Derby menu, and they had there's some kind of pie that they had, but they did a new take on it, and it had rum on it. We didn't go up to it, but
just promise me that it wasn't road apple pie, Bill.
No, it was far. No, they told us what it was.
We're talking about horses here, so.
Yeah, sorry to turn this into a horse show. So anyhow, I guess we'll wrap up. I mean, now the kind of the wait, it's a few more hours ago, but the long wait's over. All the rumors are out there, the speculation, everything's about to come to an end tomorrow morning, and we will get on to the business of placing orders. Then the longest period of all seems to happen. That week or 10 days you have to wait after that. That's the what's the old Tom Petty song? The waiting
is the hardest part. Yep.
Yeah. So that's the long wait, and of course we could. we can keep ourselves busy in those 10 days by watching all the influencers
Exactly.
put all their videos up. We can live vicariously through the Billy Kyles and the Aldrins and the Kelly Shoreses and all our other drone review heroes out there until we get our grubby little hands on it ourselves. So
I thought that was funny.
I like that.
I know. I need DeMarco for the the hand effects there. Yeah. Nobody doesn't like DeMarco. Hey, DeMarco, we should have had you make a special Kentucky Derby pick last week. We forgot that.
No. Like, you should have had me bet some money on that freaking horse. That's what you should have did, right?
Could you imagine can you imagine throwing a buck down and winning 300,000, DeMarco?
I can imagine throwing $50 down and winning whatever it is. I would have won and not telling my wife, oh yeah, I won $100 on this horse. Yay. Come on,
DeMarco's drone.
Hey,
DeMarco's drone fund.
But don't forget to tell the accountant that, though.
Listen, if I win that, drones for everybody, not the chat.
Oh, you heard it here, folks.
Oh,
you heard it here, Ron.
Yes.
Breaking news on DroneNation. DeMarco.
You need your credit card.
It could just be like Oprah. Everybody on this live show could look under the chair, and there's a Mini 3.
No,
and you know what? I think DeMarco would never have to sleep on the couch again. Because I think the missus would probably get something out of that. So I think DeMarco.
So many good jokes there as well, but I'm willing to bet DeMarco never sleeps on the couch, Bill.
Yeah, look, unlike us, DeMarco still got good head of hair. He's still got good hair. He's still a good-looking young man.
Yeah.
Hey, man, can't keep your hands off me. Now,
yeah, Dennis is saying you're frugal. Is that true?
Very.
Well, that's his new channel, the Frugal Drone Flyer.
Our dad used to look. I used to talk about how frugal I was, but he couldn't believe it. And still.
All right. Well, I want to thank everybody, out there that joined us in the chat tonight. We had a good crew in there. We had a lively discussion. I mean, we had a good friendly discussion going back and forth between the Autel and the Air 3, a good hearty discussion out there. It kept it civil. I mean, that's how it is. Why can't we can go debate back and forth in chat, but it could be civil. It doesn't have to get out of hand where somebody's got to be bumped out or whatever. Have good fun in there or whatever. Take your digs and whatever, but just keep it civil and and keep it a little tongue in cheek.
Respectful.
Yes.
Exactly.
Okay, guys.
Agreed.
I'm going to be up tomorrow morning, and hopefully we'll be buying a drone. And then soon after that, I want to get out. I'm going to get out and fly that Nano Plus. Is my hope for tomorrow.
Test that wind.
Yeah, depending on the wind. Michael,
I'm going to be up tomorrow morning, bright and early, and buying a drone, and out flying tomorrow afternoon.
What are you going to fly tomorrow?
Mavic 3.
Ooh, the M3. You better fly in the daytime because it's not good at night. DeMarco, what's your plan for tomorrow morning?
I'll be up at 6 o'clock my normal time, and by 8 o'clock I'll be spraying some houses, so I'll be listening from the car.
Okay.
So
you don't need your wake up call, huh?
No. I'll be up 9 hours.
Bill, do you have a wake up call coming tomorrow morning?
I get a wake up call from Valerie, okay? Because let me tell you this, okay? I love my wife to pieces, but she has at least 10 alarms she puts on in the morning before she goes to work. No joke. She says she has an alarm it comes up as a reminder to turn her other alarms on. Okay. I love my wife. She's just like, so there's no way I'm going to sleep in, and I'm already amped up as it is. I mean, I'm not going to need, not going to need that 5-hour energy drink tomorrow morning to get going. So yeah, there will be no problems. And just a quick reminder, guys, we're going to be on at 9 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. And you got Ron, you got Marcus, we got Ray, we got Johnny, we got Maddie. We're going to have a good time tomorrow. So make sure you tune in. We're going to have a lot of fun. So make sure you guys tune in at 9 a.m. Eastern tomorrow.
I saw John Coopy comment about the charging brick, and what we didn't say, Bill, is that's sort of an Apple thing that they stopped including the charging brick with their phones a few years ago. I think Samsung's followed suit.
Samsung's doing the same
so,
thing.
I mean, this is just. I know people aren't happy about it, and I understand why you are, but it's like it's like a tide, a wave coming. It's not going to stop.
Hey, Ron, not just that though, but Tesla also stopped doing that too. They used to give you a home charger. Now they don't even. We got to buy it.
Yeah. So this is just something that's coming, folks.
Yeah.
Get used to it. So anyhow, I always get up around 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't even need an alarm clock. I just kind of, just get up or whatever. So I will be, my morning coffee will be made early tomorrow morning. My little breakfast will all be done early tomorrow morning. And I'll be in the command center here, waiting to join this cast of characters on our version of the morning show, right? You don't have to watch Morning Joe tomorrow. You can watch Morning Bill tomorrow.
That's right.
We may not tell you all about the Ukraine and all the world events, but Morning Joe won't tell you anything about the Air 3, will he?
That's
Mini
right.
3.
That's right.
Mini 3. Yeah.
Mini 3. Sorry, too many names here.
Yeah, I can't.
Hey, Bill, I just leaked the Air 3 on the 10th.
There we go. Ron was under NDA, and he just broke
DNA.
DNA.
I pulled a Darren. I pulled a Darren here.
You sure did.
You just broke it, Ron.
I might as well release my nighttime flight video then.
I'm waiting to hear your phone ring, and it's going to be Mikey on the other end of the phone, and he's going to cuss you out for breaking your DNA.
Ron leaked it, and then he told us he leaked it.
Yeah.
You know what, Bill? Maybe I had to ping Mikey at some point tomorrow morning and get him one to give his buying what he bought. So, all right, everybody. I want to thank everybody that joined us in chat tonight. This is one of the best chats we've ever had out here tonight.
Always fun.
You guys knocked
Really
it out.
good
You guys are the best chat in the business out there, whatever.
Yes.
And you follow all the shows too. You're at Bill's show, you're at Mikey's show, you're at Bill Thomas' show, you're at Captain Ray's show, you're at Johnny's show, you're at everybody's show. But sorry if I missed somebody's show, but you guys are the best chat in the business. We love you to death. And don't forget to subscribe to DroneNation. We're trying to get our 1,000 subscriber drive going. So please, maybe you've subbed us once, but it got unsubbed over the years. Go back and make sure you're still subbed up, and and just you don't do anything else. Make sure if you're watching, you're subbed up, and if you are, good, we appreciate it, whatever. But we only need about 150 more. But at the rate we're going, that could be a couple of years. So we want to bump that number up a little bit. So again, we'll see everybody tomorrow morning. At Bill's morning show. The coffee's free tomorrow morning, so come on in. If you don't know what to get, we'll tell you what you should get or whatever, right on the spot tomorrow. Instant analysis by Marcus Crawford. He will have that price chart analyzed, dissected, and probably spreadsheeted by the time that 9 o'clock thing hits. So it's going to be a great day tomorrow. So we will get to bed early, get your credit cards out, get your checkbook balanced or whatever, and we will see you in the morning.
Good night, everybody.